Are you currently in your first trimester of pregnancy and you're struggling with some anxiety? Then this video is for you. Hey guys, it's Marley from Kale and Krunches. It's great to have you back on my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm a mom to my 1-year-old daughter, Lily, and I'm currently in my 3rd trimester of my 2nd pregnancy, expecting my 2nd girl. You can also find me over on Instagram at Kale and Krunches, where I share my day-to-day life every single day. So today I want to chat with you and share some tips all about first trimester anxiety. Pregnancy on its own can be super anxiety inducing, but add the pandemic on top of it, and it is just a recipe for anxiety for moms. Now I have to leave a very quick disclaimer right away. I am not a doctor, I am not a therapist, I'm not a medical professional, I am just a mom with my own personal experience. I highly suggest seeking professional help, talking to a therapist, or talking to someone you trust if you are experiencing any of the symptoms that I mentioned in this video. I am here for support, to share that you are not alone, but I'm also an advocate for getting proper professional help. So I'm personally no stranger to PMADS, which stands for Perinatal Mood and Anxiety Disorders. First pregnancy, I felt amazing, but postpartum, I was hit with some major anxiety, which I talk about in this video over here. A few months back, during first trimester, I realized I was also suffering from some feelings of anxiety and depression. I had a really hard time during my first trimester, and I talk all about it in this video over here. But today I want to discuss personally for me what I find causes anxiety in first trimester, and then most importantly, the tools I use to help alleviate it. A really common reason for experiencing anxiety in first trimester is just the overall fear of experiencing a pregnancy loss. And if it's your first time being pregnant or you've experienced a loss in the past, you're probably going to feel more anxious about this. Another common cause of anxiety is definitely the lack of control, and there is so much unknown, especially in the first trimester when you don't necessarily look pregnant and you might not be experiencing symptoms at all, and then wondering if things are still happening, if you're still pregnant, and what's going on. It's really impossible to know if things are going well and okay until you have those ultrasounds. That feeling of just wanting something so badly and it potentially being taken away from you can just cause a ton of fear and anxiety. Another cause is just changes in hormones. Stress hormones are off, sleep may be off, and these can all be contributing factors to anxiety. The pandemic adds a whole other layer of anxiety onto a pregnancy, especially if it's your first time and you're having to go to all of your appointments alone. That can be really, really scary. My heart goes out to every first-time mom who is experiencing all of these ultrasounds and appointments by themselves. I feel so sad for their birthing partners too, who are just being robbed of this experience. It really sucks that a lot of people have to go and do this on their own. DC has missed every single one of my appointments, but all I can think is I'm so grateful that he's already been there once at least. So as you can see, there are like too many reasons to feel anxious in your first trimester. So I just want to validate that you're not alone. But now I'm really excited to share some tools that have helped me cope during first trimester, and I really hope that you find them helpful too. Number 1, acknowledgement. Instead of just pushing these feelings away, accepting that they are here, not forever, but they are here for now, definitely always makes me feel a little bit better. I went to a social worker after Lily was born to help with my postpartum anxiety, and she gave me a mantra that really helped. It's like this now, meaning things might feel like this right now. We might feel hopelessness, despair, fear, but they're not going to be here forever. We're not going to feel like this forever. Number 2, speak to someone you trust about what is making you anxious. Even if it feels dumb, your feelings are valid. It can be a therapist, your partner, your own mom. Sometimes just telling someone what you're feeling, saying it out loud, and getting the words off your chest already makes you feel better. Number 3, journaling. For me personally, writing down exactly what I was feeling, especially before bed, always made me feel better and helped me sleep better. Just pull out a notebook and brain dump. Number 4, this is something my therapist taught me, and it's called put your thoughts on trial. So here's an example of what this means. This time around in my 2nd pregnancy, I had a lot more fear in sharing it. We didn't tell my family until we were 12 weeks after the ultrasound, and I didn't share it on Instagram until a little bit later. Mostly, I was just afraid of jinxing it. And this is a thought that I put on trial. So I recorded a thought record and I wrote it down, and it said, if I post about my pregnancy, I am going to jinx it and something bad is going to happen. That was that hot thought, that thought that I needed to really test. So what I did is I picked out any part of that thought that I knew to be true. Well, in this case, nothing was true. Me telling anybody about my pregnancy wasn't actually going to make something bad happen. Yes, it might be tougher if something bad did happen because there would be some explaining to do or questions to answer or people to answer to, but ultimately it wouldn't actually have an effect on my life and my pregnancy and what was going to happen. So to see that on paper, put it on trial, and to know that this actually isn't true made me feel a lot better. And number 5, the last thing, self-care. I know if you're in first trimester, the last thing you might even feel like doing is taking a shower or just getting out of bed. We just do little tiny things to take care of ourselves. We will ultimately just mentally feel better. So that might be taking a shower, might be putting on makeup, it might be going for a walk in nature, getting some sunlight, getting some fresh air, getting light exercise, light movement. So those were the 5 tools I used to help me combat first trimester anxiety. I really hope that you can try some of them today and that they're helpful for you. Once again, I encourage you to seek help if you are experiencing anything like anxiety, depression, or sadness in this first trimester. It doesn't have to be some fancy schmancy private therapist. It could be anybody, but just getting those feelings off your chest will likely help. And remember, it's like this now. These feelings will not last forever. Feel good, mamas. Wishing you health and happiness in your pregnancies. And for more videos like this, make sure to give it a like, to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.